Right. For the last part of this module, we have the regression analysis. I saved the best for last. In engineering applications, especially in thesis and capstone development, if we are going to include a statistical modeling part, then regression analysis is usually the bare minimum. Okay, so we can use regression analysis for modeling relationships, but before that, we can also use correlation. Um, Here we have okay, it's not here. We have the formula Corel. We're going to demo that anyway, and we can have, for example, this is variable A and variable B. So one of them is the independent and the other is dependent. So we want to check whether these variables have a relationship with each other. So you can use the correlation formula for that. Plus, you can also use the scatter plot to check, to observe the relationship graphically. Okay, and this is also a way for us to check whether there is a significant outlier like this one. It's kind of close to our trend line, but if it's too far, for example, you everything's very close to the trend line except for one here that is not that is too far, then that point could be an outlier. Okay, so aside from box plots, we can use also scatter plots to check for outliers. Okay, and going back to regression, um, once we have our data set, we can use our data analysis toolpack to perform regression analysis and come up with something like this. Okay, I just scrap out this one. Actually, we can have more of this. Plus, it can also come with some plots. Okay, so in regression analysis, one of the most important thing that we look for is the R square or our determinant R of determination, right? So, for example, in this one, we have 0.8966. That means our regression model or the factors that we consider in our regression model covers only 89.66% of the corresponding predicted output for our dependent variable. Okay, so meaning the the factors that we include might not be enough, or there could be another factor, or there could be some of the variables that must be removed as they are affecting the accuracy of our model. Okay, so either we remove or we add new factors. Okay, so ideal value is 1, but we have such thing as overfitting. We don't want to have, or sometimes it's nice to have something like this. 0.8966 or 67 could be enough or good enough already. As when we are close to 1, for example, we have 0.90 plus 0.90 something, that is kind of too good to be true. So that's already overfitting and we avoid that as well. Okay. So if you get an R square of 0.90 plus, you have to double check your data. Okay. But if you're just performing regression analysis using Mac data, then most likely you'll get the result you'll get is an R square having 99 point something or 98 point something. Right? Because that's how AI models think. Right? They when you ask them to generate Mac data on your behalf, they will think of numbers that will most likely result to an R squared of R square having around 90 plus value. Okay. And then, as you can see, in when we perform regression analysis, we are also performing ANOVA and t-test. Although I cropped out the t-test part. So this is just to check whether um, um, our model is, or the difference is significant or enough. I mean, is significant enough or not. Okay. So also we have the p-value for each variable that we included. So we check that also, right? So that's it. Check our demo for this for more details. Okay, and then this is just a side note. Just in case you fail to make your distribution normal, or there's no way for your distribution to be normal, then you don't have to force things. Okay, just consider performing non-parametric tests instead. Okay, so some of the most common are this: the Mann-Whitney U-test for comparing two independent groups, the Wilcoxon signed rank test for paired data and post optimization for signal quality, the Kruskal-Wallis to compare more than two groups, like testing power efficiency across designs, and the Spearman rank correlation. So the one that I'm going to demo in Excel, or the one that's actually available in Excel, is the Pearson's correlation. So that's the parametric one. While the non-parametric type of correlation is the Spearman. So the principle is pretty much the same. We are testing the relationship between the variables that we consider, like the temperature and the circuit performance. Okay, so this is for more advanced statistical analysis, actually. All right, and that would be all I think for this module. So thank you very much. See you in the next one.